Right now, state capitol buildings all over the country, including the State House here in Maryland, are becoming more like fortresses with the inauguration set for next week. Earlier this week, the FBI issued a warning about possible armed protests after last week's riot at the U.S. Capitol. WMRT News' Megan Knight is live with more on that story this morning. Megan, what's the latest?
Well, Christian, lots of comments on social media talking about the increase of law enforcement's presence at the U.S. Capitol in D.C. Journalists who usually cover D.C. talking about just how difficult it was to get around the building yesterday. ID badges constantly being asked for, police officers and National Guardsmen around every single corner. And then those images that were going viral of the National Guardsmen who were taking breaks in their 24-hour rotation at the Capitol, taking naps wherever they could find a place in that building to lay their head. There should be up to 20,000 National Guardsmen in D.C. by the time we get to next Wednesday and the inauguration, including 1,000 coming from Maryland. They are all there to prevent riots like what we saw last week from happening in the days leading up to the inauguration. President Trump released a taped statement yesterday calling on his supporters to remain calm and peaceful during his final days in office.
Whether you are on the right or on the left, a Democrat or a Republican, there is never a justification for violence. No excuses, no exceptions. America is a nation of laws.
And in Annapolis today is the second day of the General Assembly, and just like yesterday, lawmakers will be greeted by extra Capitol and state police. There are also stricter ID protocols for lawmakers and journalists to just get into the State House complex. Public access to those buildings, well, that was already restricted due to COVID-19. Governor Larry Hogan and the Annapolis Police Department saying that at this moment there are no credible threats against the state capitol. However, the FBI warning all states to be on high alert as we get closer and closer to the presidential inauguration.